How did one funny story I told at a crowded school pickup turn into a calm stranger handing me papers in front of other parents? Why did my husband stand there, quiet and lawful, while my phone blew up with messages saying I finally went too far? My name is Fosca Delaney. I was 34, and I worked as an HR coordinator in a logistics office with loud printers and tired people. I liked order. I liked a clean story. I liked when others looked at me and thought I had it all under control. My husband Ethan did not help that image. He was calm, slow, and careful. He talked like every word had a price. People called that mature. I called it weak. I told myself I needed a man who could protect his own family, not one who stared at the floor and breathed like he was counting to 10. That morning, the kitchen felt small. The kids were up early. Milo had cereal on his shirt, and Sophie wanted the blue cup, not the red one. Ethan moved around the room like he was alone, making lunch boxes and wiping the counter. He asked if I could pack Sophie's extra clothes. I said I did it yesterday, even though I knew I did not. I did not like how he asked. It sounded like a request, not a plan. It sounded like he needed me. I told myself I should not have to be needed. I should be admired. He asked why I looked tired. I said work was busy. That was not the full truth. The full truth sat in my phone like a warm secret. I kept my phone face down on the table. I told myself that was normal. Everyone kept secrets. I was not hurting anyone, I said. I was just trying to feel alive again. Ethan checked the kids' bags. He asked if I could be on time for pickup later. I said yes, like a promise I did not respect. When Milo dropped his spoon, Ethan picked it up without a sound. I felt a strange anger at that. I wanted him to snap. I wanted him to look guilty. Calmness can look like blame, if you need it to. I started talking about safety. I said the world was not kind. I said families needed a strong man. I said I did not feel safe with a husband who never raised his voice. He looked at me and asked what I meant by strong. I said strong meant ready. He asked ready for what? I said for anything. The words sounded smart in my head. Out loud, they sounded like a test. I kept going anyway. He told me Milo had a school drill last week and got scared. I said that was why Ethan should step up. Ethan asked how blaming him helped Milo. I said he always turned things into feelings. I said feelings did not stop bad things. I said respect followed results, and I had results. I could manage people at work. I could fix problems fast. I could make things happen. Ethan could not even win an argument. Milo watched us. Sophie hummed and swung her legs. I told myself the kids did not understand. That was easier than admitting they understood too much. When Ethan went to the hallway to get his keys, his phone buzzed. I saw the screen light up. It was an alarm, not a call. The label flashed for 1 second before he picked it up. It said, paper drop, 10:10 a.m. He turned the phone over like it was nothing. I felt a small pinch in my chest. He did not explain. He did not ask if I wanted to know. That annoyed me more than the alarm itself. In the driveway, Ethan checked the car seats. He asked if I could stop making jokes about him in front of the kids. I said I was not joking. I was being honest. He asked if I wanted to hurt him. I said he was too sensitive. He said he did not want the children to learn disrespect. I said the children should learn the truth. I watched his jaw tighten for 1 second, then release. I almost smiled. I told myself that meant I was right. If he felt it, it was proof. At work, the office smelled like coffee and warm plastic. People moved between desks like they were all late to something. I liked my role there because it gave me control without effort. People came to me with problems. People wanted my approval. That felt clean. Marriage did not feel clean anymore. Marriage felt like a room with no windows. In the break room, Nina Park leaned on the counter and asked why I looked annoyed. I said Ethan was being difficult. She asked what he did. I said he acted like a victim when I tried to help him improve. I said he had no edge. Nina laughed and asked if he was still the gentle hero. I said gentle did not protect children. I said my husband could not even protect his own pride. Nina asked if I was serious. I said I had to be. I said I carried the mental load. I said Ethan hid behind calm words. Nina said her ex was like that too. I said men like that were dangerous in a quiet way. I watched her face change. She looked interested. That was what I wanted. When others looked interested, my story felt true. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I did not take it out right away. I liked the feeling of being wanted, even before I read anything. When I finally checked, there was a short message waiting. It was from Grant. He asked if I was okay. I said I was fine and just busy. He said he missed me. I said he was sweet. I did not say more. I did not need to. The air around my secrets made me feel powerful. Later, I walked past Ethan's desk area on my way to the copier. He did not work at my company, but he sometimes stopped by to pick up a package I ordered or to drop off something I forgot at home. That day, he was not there. Still, I thought of him. I imagined him at his own office, silent and careful. I imagined him telling someone I was unfair. I did not like that picture. I wanted him to look like the bad one, always. After lunch, I stepped into the HR room to print a form for a new hire. The printer took too long, and the blank page came out crooked. I stared at it and felt annoyed for no reason. I threw it away. Then I opened my laptop and saw my schedule. There was a small note I did not remember typing. Meeting. Personal. No time, no place. Just that. I frowned. I told myself it was nothing. Still, I closed the screen when Nina walked in, as if I had something to hide. On my drive home, I practiced what I would say if Ethan confronted me. I told myself I would stay calm. I told myself I would flip it. I would say he pushed me away. I would say he made me lonely. I would say I tried so hard, and he gave me nothing. In my mind, I sounded reasonable. In my mind, he sounded cruel. At home, Ethan was at the counter cutting fruit for the kids. He asked how my day was. I said it was hard. He asked if I wanted to talk. I said he never listened anyway. He looked down at the cutting board. He asked what I needed from him. I said a real man. He asked what a real man did. I said he did not need to ask. Ethan washed his hands slowly, like he wanted to erase the moment. That night, when the kids were asleep, I went to the kitchen for water. Ethan's laptop was open on the table. A spreadsheet filled the screen, just rows and dates. No title, no obvious words. I only saw columns and neat lines. When he heard me, he closed it fast. He did not panic. He just closed it like a door. He asked if I needed anything. I said no. He nodded once. Then his phone buzzed again, and he turned it away from me like it was habit now. I told myself he was hiding something too. That thought made me feel better. If he hid things, then I was not the only one. If he hid things, then my choices were not so bad. I went back upstairs and lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. My phone warmed in my hand. Grant's name sat on the screen like a promise. I told myself I deserved to feel wanted. I told myself Ethan deserved to be pushed. I still think I was right, at least in that moment. Downstairs, I heard a drawer close with a soft click, like a lock finding its place. I held my breath without knowing why. Then I opened my phone and typed a message I should not have needed. I told Grant I would see him soon. The next day, I woke up with a clean plan in my head. If Ethan stayed quiet, I would fill the silence. I would speak for both of us. I told myself that was leadership. I told myself he needed it. In the kitchen, Ethan stood by the sink, rinsing a lunch container. He asked if I slept okay. I said I slept fine, even though my mind kept running all night. He asked if we could talk without the kids hearing. I said there was nothing to talk about if he was not ready to change. He asked what change meant. I said he should stop acting weak. He did not raise his voice. He asked why I kept using that word. I said it was the truth. He said words mattered. I said results mattered more. I watched him place 2 mugs on the counter, not side by side. One mug near the stove, one near the fridge. It looked like a line drawn in a room. After drop-off, I drove to the gym for stress. That was what I told myself. It was also what I told Ethan. He had asked where I was going. I said I needed time to breathe. He said he hoped I felt better. I said he should not pretend to care if he would not protect his family. Grant was near the front desk, talking to someone about schedules. When he saw me, he smiled like I was a prize. He asked if I was okay. I said my husband was acting cold again. Grant asked what Ethan did this time. I said he made me feel alone, like I was married to a wall. Grant said I deserved better. I said I knew. He asked if Ethan ever got jealous. I said Ethan did not have the courage. That sounded sharp, but I liked how it landed. Grant laughed softly and said I was too honest. I told myself that was praise. We did not do anything open or obvious. We stood in the lobby and talked like normal people. Still, I felt seen. I felt chosen. I told myself that feeling was proof. If Grant chose me, then Ethan was wrong to not fight for me. When my phone buzzed, I saw Ethan's name. I did not answer right away. I waited until I could act like I was busy. When I finally picked up, he asked if I could grab Sophie's medicine from the pharmacy later. I said yes, and asked why he could not do one simple thing himself. He said he had a meeting. I said he always had meetings when real life happened. He did not argue. He just said he would text the details. Then he hung up. His calm tone made me feel like I was shouting into a pillow. I told myself he was doing it on purpose to make me look bad. At work, Nina found me by the copy machine. She asked if I wanted to join drinks after work. I said yes. She said she needed a fun night. I said I needed one too. I watched her eyes brighten, like she was ready for a story. In the afternoon, my computer froze during payroll updates. I felt angry, and I took it out on Ethan in my head. I told myself he was the same as the frozen screen. Quiet, stuck, useless. Then I saw my calendar pop up with a small reminder I did not set. It read downtown 11:20 a.m. I stared at it longer than I should have. It was on Ethan's shared family calendar, not mine. It was not marked as a work item. It was just a place and a time. When Ethan came home that evening, he did not mention it. He asked if the kids could do homework at the table. I said yes. He asked if I got the medicine. I said I forgot because I was doing everything else. He said he would go after dinner. I said he loved acting like a hero for tiny tasks. He looked at me for a moment. He asked if I wanted to keep hurting him. I said I was not hurting him. I was helping him understand reality. He said the kids were listening. I said the kids needed a father who could handle a little truth. Milo looked up from his paper and asked what week meant. Ethan told him it meant nothing he needed to worry about. I said it meant someone who did not stand up for his family. Ethan told Milo to wash his hands. He kept his voice even. That control felt like a wall. It made me want to push harder, just to hear something crack. At the rooftop bar, the air was cold, and the city lights looked like tiny promises. Nina brought 2 other co-workers, and Kayla came too. Kayla asked if Ethan was still doing his sad quiet act. I said he was worse. Nina asked what I meant. I said he would rather look offended than change. Kayla said men like that needed to be called out. I said I agreed. They asked if Ethan ever yelled. I said no, and I made a face, like it was a problem. Nina said calm men could be scary in a different way. I said yes, exactly, and I leaned into it. I said silence was a kind of threat. That was not fair, but it sounded smart. It sounded like something a strong woman would say. Kayla asked if I felt safe. I said I felt tired. Nina said I should not carry the whole family alone. I said I carried everything. I did not mention Grant. I did not mention that my alone feeling had an address and a name. Someone took a picture of our drinks and posted it. Nina tagged me. I smiled for the photo. I told myself I deserved a good night. I told myself Ethan did not deserve a good wife if he could not even be a strong husband. When I got home, Ethan was in the living room, sitting on the edge of the couch with his laptop closed. He asked where I was. I said I told him I was out with friends. He said he called twice. I said my phone died, even though it did not. He asked if I could stop lying. I said I was not lying. I was protecting my peace. He asked why I spoke about him the way I did. I said I spoke the truth and people agreed with me. He asked who agreed. I said it did not matter because he would not change anyway. He said he did not want our marriage discussed like entertainment. I said then he should stop giving me reasons. He stood up and walked to the hallway. He opened a closet and took out a plain folder with a label on it. I only saw the edge before he slid it back. The label said bank. He did not wave it at me. He did not threaten me. He just moved it like it belonged somewhere safe. Then his phone buzzed. The screen showed a missed call with no caller ID. He looked at it, then set the phone down without reacting. I asked who was calling. He said it was nothing important. I asked why he had a folder labeled bank. He said it was household organization. I said he was acting strange. He said he was trying to keep things calm for the children. I told him he was trying to look innocent. He said he was trying to be stable. He asked if I would come to bed. I said I needed space. He nodded once and went upstairs alone. I sat in the dark and scrolled my phone. The photo from the rooftop bar was already getting comments. Kayla had typed something about strong women and weak men. I did not stop her. I liked it. Then Grant sent a message asking if I was home safe. I said yes. He said he wished he was there to take care of me. I told myself that was what protection felt like. I told myself Ethan had failed at that job. I put my phone down and listened to the house. From upstairs, I heard a small click again, like a drawer locking. I stayed still and told myself it did not matter, but my stomach felt tight, like my body understood something my mind refused to say. Saturday came with bright sun and cold wind, the kind of day where people smiled too much and acted like life was simple. Ethan said it would be good for the kids to go to Milo's soccer game. I said yes, but I already knew I would use that field like a stage. In the car, Ethan checked the bags twice. He asked if I could be kind today. I said I was always kind, and he just took things the wrong way. He asked if I could not say weak around the kids. I said he was trying to control my words. He said he was trying to protect Milo's mind. I said he should protect Milo's body too, not just his feelings. The dashcam light blinked near the mirror. Ethan had installed it months ago after a small parking lot accident. I forgot it was there most days. That morning I noticed it, and I felt a quick flash of anger. I told myself it was silly to feel watched inside my own car. Still, I leaned back and spoke softer, like the air had ears. At the soccer field, parents stood in small groups with coffee cups and folding chairs. Kids ran in circles like they had endless energy. Jordan Pierce was there with his own child. He waved at Ethan. Ethan waved back, calm and polite. I hated how easy it looked for him. I hated that people liked him without effort. A mother named Tessa, who I barely knew, asked how our family was. I said we were fine, but I added that I was carrying a lot. She asked what I meant. I said Ethan was a good man, but he was too gentle. I said the world was rough, and I needed a husband who could protect us. Tessa nodded like she understood. That small nod felt like a prize. Ethan helped Milo with shin guards. He asked Milo if he felt ready. Milo said he was nervous. Ethan told him it was normal. I walked closer and said Milo should listen to me too, because I knew how to be strong. Ethan looked up and asked what I meant by strong. I said strong meant not freezing. Jordan came over and asked Ethan if he wanted to coach next week. Ethan said he would think about it. Jordan asked how work was. Ethan said it was busy. Jordan asked if everything at home was okay. Ethan said the kids were doing well. Ethan used the kids as a shield. It was smart. It made me feel blocked out. When the game started, Milo missed an easy pass. Another child bumped him, and Milo stumbled. It was normal kid stuff. Ethan stood up fast, not in panic, just alert. He watched. Milo got up. Ethan sat down again. I saw parents glance at us. I wanted a bigger moment. I wanted proof. I leaned toward Nina Park, who had come to support me as a friend. She worked with me, so she loved stories. She asked if Ethan was acting weird again. I said he always acted like a quiet victim. She asked what I meant. I said he never fought for me or for the family. I said he would watch danger and hope it went away. Nina made a face like she was shocked. That look made me bold. A whistle blew. A child fell on the grass. Parents laughed lightly and clapped. I used the sound to speak louder than I should have. I said to Nina that Ethan could never protect me because he was weak. I did not say it like a joke, but I let my face act like it was funny. Nina laughed. Two parents nearby turned their heads. I saw them hear it. I felt heat rise in my chest like power. Ethan's head turned. He did not yell. He did not march over. He just looked at me for a moment, then looked away. He walked to the sideline and focused on Milo. It was like he refused to give me the scene I wanted. That made me angry. After the game, Milo ran to Ethan first. Ethan crouched and asked how he felt. Milo said he tried. Ethan told him he did well for trying. Milo smiled a little. I stepped in and said Milo would do better if he had a stronger example. Ethan looked at me and asked why I could not let Milo have one good moment. I said I was helping Milo build character. Ethan said Milo needed support, not shame. I said Ethan was the one who taught Milo to be soft. Milo's face changed. He asked Ethan if he was weak. Ethan took a slow breath. He told Milo that weak was a rude word, and it did not describe his father. He told Milo that protecting a family meant showing up every day, staying calm, and making good choices. Milo stared like he was trying to understand. A parent nearby lifted a phone like they were filming the kids. I did not know if it caught my words, but I felt exposed anyway. Nina touched my arm and said I should not do this in public. I asked why she cared now. She said people were watching. I said people needed to watch. I said Ethan needed shame to learn. In the car, Ethan buckled Sophie in. He asked if we could stop this and talk later like adults. I said he was acting like I attacked him. He said I did attack him, with words. I said words were not real harm, and he was dramatic. He said words shaped the kids. I said the kids would be fine if he finally stepped up. He started the engine and drove without sudden moves. His hand stayed steady. That steadiness felt like a kind of judgment, even without a judgmental face. I told myself he was doing it to punish me. I told myself he wanted me to feel guilty. At the supermarket, we split the list. Ethan took Milo to pick fruit. I took Sophie and pushed the cart. At the checkout, the cashier asked if we found everything. Ethan said yes. The cashier smiled at him and said he looked like a patient dad. I felt a stab of jealousy. I wanted someone to say I looked like the patient one. As we loaded groceries, I dropped a bag of apples. One rolled toward the next car. Ethan stepped forward and caught it with his foot before it hit anything. It was small and normal. Still, he moved fast. He protected something. It annoyed me because it did not fit my story. I said he could save an apple, but not save a marriage. He asked why I always changed the subject into an insult. I said I was just speaking truth. He asked if I even liked him. I said I liked the idea of a husband, not a man who hid behind calm. In the driveway at home, he carried bags inside without complaint. He asked if I would stop posting about our marriage online. I said I barely posted, and he was imagining things. He said Kayla tagged him in a weak men joke. I said Kayla was just supporting me. He said support was not the same as humiliation. That evening, Ethan sat at the kitchen table with his laptop open. The screen showed rows again, like dates and numbers. When I walked in, he did not slam it shut this time. He just tilted the screen down a little, like a quiet boundary. His phone lay beside it. A small recording icon flashed for 1 second, then disappeared, like an app closing. I asked what he was doing. He said he was organizing. I asked why he needed to organize so much. He said because our life needed structure right now. I said he was acting like we were already separated. He looked up and asked if I wanted to keep turning our home into a battlefield. I said he made it a battlefield by being weak. He did not answer that word. He stood, rinsed a plate, and put it on the rack. Then he walked to the hallway and opened a closet. I heard a soft shuffle, like paper moving inside a folder. Then I heard the locked drawer click again, very calm, like a decision being sealed. I told myself it was nothing. I told myself he was only trying to scare me. But when I went upstairs, I felt my phone heavy in my hand, like it was not a tool anymore. It was evidence. And downstairs, Ethan's silence did not feel weak. It felt planned. The family dinner was my idea. I told myself it was a normal thing. I said we needed support and truth and adult talk. But I also wanted witnesses. I wanted a room full of people to look at Ethan and see what I saw. I wanted them to agree with me so I could stop hearing my own doubts. We met at a family restaurant with a long table and bright lights. The kind of place where kids drew on paper menus and adults smiled too hard. Milo ran ahead to the booth area. Sophie tried to climb onto the seat by herself. Ethan helped her without a word. He asked if I wanted him to order for the kids. I said I could handle it, like he never let me handle anything. He said he was only asking. I said he always acted innocent when he was not. My mother, Denise Marsh, arrived first. She hugged me and asked how I was doing. I said I was holding the family together. My father, Tom, came behind her and gave Ethan a polite nod. Ethan nodded back. Ethan always did that. It looked respectful, and it made people assume he was good. I hated that. Kayla, my sister, slid into the seat beside me and whispered that she was ready if Ethan tried to play victim. I told her to watch and learn. Ethan's parents came next. Patricia Delaney walked in calm, like she brought her own air with her. Ronald Delaney followed, quiet and steady. Patricia kissed the kids and asked Milo about school. Milo said he had a game and he tried hard. Ethan smiled at Milo, small and real. I felt left out of that smile. When drinks came, Denise started the talk. She asked Ethan how work was. He said it was busy but fine. Denise asked if he was still so quiet at home. Ethan said he tried to keep peace for the kids. Denise laughed and said peace was not protection. Ethan asked what she meant. Denise said a man should be firm. Ethan said he believed firmness could be calm. Denise said calm men could be dangerous because they hide things. I watched the table. Kayla leaned forward like she was ready for a fight. Patricia's face tightened just a little. Tom looked at his water glass like he wished it could save him. I joined in. I said I did not feel safe when Ethan refused to stand up. Ethan asked what I wanted him to stand up against. I said against disrespect, against the world, against anything that could hurt us. Ethan asked if I meant danger or my insults. I said he was twisting my words. Patricia asked me what I meant by not feeling safe. I said Ethan's silence felt like pressure. I said he would not talk, and that made me anxious. Ethan asked when he refused to talk. I said last week when I was upset. Ethan said he asked to talk after the kids were asleep. I said he only asked so he could look reasonable. Kayla said Ethan was too soft and that softness broke women. Ronald finally spoke. He said Ethan had always been responsible and that responsible men did not shout. Denise said shouting was not the point, strength was. Ronald said strength could mean self-control. Denise rolled her eyes and said self-control did not stop real problems. The kids' food arrived, and Milo started eating fries. Sophie dropped her fork, and Ethan picked it up and wiped it with a napkin. Patricia watched him do it. She watched him like she was counting each small act. That made me uncomfortable. I wanted her to count his failures, not his care. When the adults' food came, I pushed the story harder. I said I was doing everything alone. I said I had no partner. I said Ethan would rather protect his comfort than his family. Ethan asked if I thought he did nothing. I said he did chores but not leadership. He asked what leadership meant to me. I said leadership meant people listened to you. Ethan said he did not want people to fear him. I said fear kept families safe. I heard myself say it and felt proud, like it sounded strong. Patricia set her fork down. She asked if I really wanted my children to learn fear at home. I said she was making it dramatic. I said kids needed reality. Patricia said reality also needed kindness. I said kindness was what weak men used to avoid hard work. Ethan did not respond to that word. He looked at Milo and asked if Milo wanted dessert later. Milo said yes. Ethan nodded. He kept his voice level. It felt like he was building something inside himself with every calm sentence. After dinner, Denise wanted a group photo. She said it would be nice to show the family together. Kayla pulled her phone out and told everyone to smile. Ethan stood near the kids, not close to me. I noticed it. I told myself it was because he was sulking, but it also looked like a choice. In the parking lot, Patricia walked beside Ethan while the kids ran ahead. I stayed with Kayla and Denise. I heard Patricia ask Ethan if he was okay. Ethan said he was managing. Patricia asked if he had support. Ethan said he did not want to talk about it in front of others. Patricia said she respected that. Denise whispered that Patricia always acted holy. Kayla said Ethan's family was cold. I nodded even though my stomach felt tight. On the drive home, Ethan kept both hands on the wheel. He asked if we could agree to stop discussing our marriage in groups. I said groups were how families solved problems. He said families solved problems with respect, not shame. I said he called it shame because he could not handle truth. He asked if truth meant calling him weak in front of our children. I said the kids needed to see who was strong. He said the kids needed to see both parents act like adults. When we got home, Ethan carried Sophie inside because she was sleepy. Milo walked in behind him. I stayed in the car for a moment and checked my phone. Kayla had already posted the restaurant photo. The caption was something about strong women again. People were commenting. Some laughed. Some asked if everything was okay. I did not stop it. I told myself it was harmless. Later, I said I needed air, and I drove to the riverside promenade. I told Ethan I was going to clear my head. He asked if I could be back before bedtime. I said yes, even though I did not care about his schedule. I walked along the water where the lights made long lines on the river. Grant texted me asking how my night was. I said it was stressful. He said I deserved peace. I said peace felt impossible with Ethan. Grant said maybe Ethan needed a wake-up call. I said Ethan never woke up. I told myself that was honest. While I walked, I saw a missed call pop up on my screen. No caller ID. For a second, I thought it was Ethan. Then I saw it had come earlier while I was at dinner. I felt a small chill. Ethan had one like that too. I told myself it was nothing. Still, I pocketed my phone like it could burn me. When I got home, the house was quiet. The kids were asleep. A small nightlight glowed in the hall. Ethan was in the kitchen. He was not sitting. He was standing by the counter, moving papers into a plain folder. I only saw the folder edge before he slid it into a cabinet. The cabinet had other folders too. The labels were simple: household, utilities, bank. He asked if I had a good walk. I said it helped. He asked if I wanted tea. I said no. He asked if we could keep conversations private from now on. I said he was trying to isolate me. He said he was trying to protect the kids and keep peace. I said peace was just his excuse. As he turned to wash a cup, I noticed his keyring on the counter. There was a new key on it, shiny and not scratched. I asked what it was for. He said it was for storage. I asked what storage. He said it was nothing I needed to worry about. He did not look angry when he said it. He looked decided. That was worse. I told myself he was trying to scare me. I told myself he could not do anything real. He was too weak for real action. But when he turned off the kitchen light, I smelled faint toner again, like paper had been handled in the dark. Upstairs, I lay in bed and listened to his steps. He did not come to argue. He did not come to beg. He just went into the guest room and closed the door. I stared at the ceiling and told myself I was still winning. But my chest felt heavy, like my body did not believe the story I kept repeating. The guest room door stayed closed for 3 nights. At first, I acted like it was fine. I told myself space was good. I told myself he was being dramatic and he would come back when he missed me. But the quiet did not feel like a pause. It felt like a new rule. On the 4th night, I met him on the stairwell landing. The kids were asleep, and the house lights were low. He carried a small basket of clean laundry, like this was a normal life. I blocked the step without touching him. I asked if he planned to ignore me forever. He said he was not ignoring me, he was keeping things calm. I said calm was his way of punishing me. He said punishment was not his goal. I asked why he moved out of our room. He said he needed rest. I said he could rest next to his wife. He said not when the room felt unsafe for honest talk. I laughed and asked if words scared him now. He said words mattered, and mine had been sharp. I said he was too sensitive again. He said he was not sensitive, he was careful. That made me furious, because careful sounded like control, but it also sounded like wisdom. I did not want him to sound wise. I wanted him to sound weak. I followed him into the hallway. The guest room door was half open, and I saw the bed made tight, like a hotel. A second pillow sat on the floor, like it had been used. I asked if he was trying to act single. He said he was trying to sleep. I asked if he told his mother lies about me. He said he did not talk about me with anyone in a way that hurt me. I said I did not believe him. He said I did not have to believe him, but the kids needed peace. He walked past me and went downstairs. I followed, still talking, still pushing. In the kitchen, his laptop was open. Again, the screen showed rows, dates, numbers, no title that I could read. He did not hide it. He only angled it away a little, like a boundary he did not want to explain. I asked what he was doing now. He said he was organizing household money and schedules. I asked why he needed to do that. He said because things were unstable. I said he was making them unstable. He looked at me and asked if I really believed that. I said yes, because he refused to change. He asked what change I wanted. I said I wanted a husband who fought for me. He asked what fighting looked like. I said it looked like passion, like effort, like proving I mattered. He said proving I mattered should not mean being insulted in public. I said he needed a thicker skin. He said I was confusing strength with cruelty. I said he was confusing cruelty with honesty. I saw a sticky note near the fridge. It said, "Bring forms." No name, no place. Just that. My eyes locked on it. I asked what forms. He said school forms, and maybe some other things. He said it in the same calm voice, like my questions did not shake him. Then his phone buzzed. I saw the screen for a second. A notification flashed. File uploaded successfully. He turned the phone over right away. I felt my face heat up. I asked what file. He said a file for storage. I asked what storage. He said he was organizing. I said he kept using that word like it explained everything. He said he did not owe me every detail when I used details as weapons. I said I did not use weapons, I used truth. He said my truth changed shape depending on who was watching. I told him he was trying to make me sound crazy. He said he was trying to make us stable. The next morning, I checked my phone and saw a message from Kayla. She asked if Ethan ran to his mom yet. I said he was sleeping in the guest room like a baby. Kayla said I should post something strong so people knew I was not the bad one. I told myself that was smart. If I owned the story, I could not lose it. At work, Nina asked if Ethan was still quiet. I said he was doing a silent treatment. Nina asked if I was okay. I said I was fine, but I said it in a way that made her lean closer. I told her Ethan was acting cold and calculating. I said it was scary. Nina said I should be careful. I nodded like I was the one being harmed. When I got home, Ethan was helping Milo with homework at the table. Milo asked Ethan a math question. Ethan answered slowly, patient. Sophie colored beside them. I stood in the doorway and watched. For a moment, I felt like an outsider in my own house. Milo looked up and asked if we were still a family. Ethan said we were still a family, and we would take care of each other. Milo asked if Mum was mad at Dad. Ethan said Mum was stressed, and everyone was learning better ways to talk. I hated how gentle he made me sound. It made me look small in a different way, like a problem to manage. I jumped in and said, Milo should not worry because Dad always acted calm, even when he did not do enough. Ethan asked me to stop in front of the kids. I said he was censoring me. Sophie asked why Dad slept in the other room. Ethan said he needed rest to do a good job as a parent. I said he needed rest because he could not handle pressure. Ethan told Sophie it was okay and gave her the blue cup without a debate. He did not look at me when he did it. That felt like disrespect, even though it was not loud. I told myself he was turning the kids against me by being nice. The next day, he told me he had an appointment and he would pick up the kids after. I asked what appointment. He said it was personal. I asked if he was seeing someone. He said he was getting support. I laughed and said he was weak for needing help. He said getting help was not weakness. He asked if I wanted support too. I said I did not need it because I was not the problem. I followed him anyway, because I needed to know. I drove behind him at a distance and told myself it was normal to check on my husband. He parked near a small office building. The sign outside listed different services, but I did not read it closely. I did not want to admit what it could mean. Inside, there was a waiting room with soft chairs and a water cooler. A woman at the desk smiled and asked for his name. He gave it quietly. I sat far back, half hidden behind a magazine rack, like I was the victim in a story I created. Ethan did not look around for me. He sat, hands folded, eyes down, like a man who made a choice and accepted it. His phone chimed once. I saw the screen from across the room. Meeting, personal. He tapped it off and put the phone away. I felt sick. I left before he could see me and drove home with my hands tight on the wheel. I told myself I was right to be angry. I told myself he was planning something to hurt me. I told myself he deserved it because he had pushed me away first. I said it in my head again and again, like a prayer. That night, I tried a new tactic. I made his favorite dinner. I spoke softly. I acted like I was ready to reset. I asked if we could start over. He listened without smiling. He asked what start over meant. I said it meant he stopped acting like I was his enemy. He asked if I would stop humiliating him and stop lying. I said I never lied. I only kept private things private. He asked if my private things included another man. I froze. I recovered fast. I asked why he would accuse me of that. He said he was not accusing, he was asking. I said he was paranoid. He said he had been patient, but patience did not mean blindness. I stepped closer and asked if he wanted to break the family. He said he wanted to protect the family. I asked how sleeping in the guest room protected anyone. He said peace protected the kids. I asked if he was going to threaten me. He looked at me for a long moment and then shook his head once. He said he was not going to fight like this anymore. He said he was going to handle it properly. I thought I could still win at school pickup. I stood near the fence with Kayla, smiling at other parents. I said Ethan was acting cold again. I said he wanted to punish me because he was weak. Ethan arrived on time, holding Sophie's backpack and Milo's hand. He did not look at me. He nodded to the teacher and waited. A woman in a plain coat walked up and asked if I was Fosca Delaney. I said yes and asked who she was. She said she had documents to serve. Kayla asked what this was. The woman said it was a family matter and it had to be handed to me. I took the packet. The first page said divorce and temporary orders. It said the kids would follow a weekly schedule starting today, that Ethan would stay in the home for now, that I must not post about him or contact him except about the children, and that exchanges would be in public places. I laughed and said he was overreacting. Ethan said nothing. He only told Milo it was time to go, and he walked away under the rules. Parents watched. My phone shook with new alerts.